the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us yet again here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Sunday night, you know what time it is. RFC NextGen K&N Series coming your way from Michigan International Speedway. Would like to take a moment to bring up the sponsor for today's race, the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. We're going to see if we can't have a moment of time here with Craig Learman. Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing tonight?
Doing all right, doing all right. Wanted to give you a chance to explain or give us some background on why you chose to sponsor tonight's race and what the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation means to you.
Yeah, so unfortunately for the family, my brother-in-law of 25 years got diagnosed with brain cancer about 6 months ago. Pretty, out of nowhere, so kind of a shock to the family. So, bring some awareness to it. It's kind of sad, and unfortunately, know a handful of people now in the last few years that have died from it.
Well, man, I hate to hear that, and I wish them the best of luck. Wish you the best of luck, prayers and blessings out to you and your family and everything. How are you feeling about the car out there tonight? Is it as sticky as it should be, or is it a little bit like ice?
Yeah, it's icy at the bottom. It's a little tight coming through the corner, so it's definitely a challenge. Definitely got to let those tires come in. I think the longer, we get some long runs, it's going to make some good racing, but if we're a bunch of short runs, it's going to be hairy. It's just going to be caution after caution.
All right, Craig. Well, once again, thanks for sponsoring today's race. Thanks for taking a moment of, of happy hour to come up, talk to us about everything. Before I let you go and get ready for qualifying, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that to anybody watching?
Yeah, definitely to the league for what they do, Troy, Darian, and everybody, and for what you do, and obviously to the family for allowing me to do this, my teammates for putting up with me and giving me some good guidance out here, and let's go.
All right, bud. Well, elbows up. Hope we will get to talk to you later in the race, but we'll have to see how everything shakes out. But talk to you later.
All right, roger that, man. Appreciate everything. Thanks.
Well, there you have it. That was the 43, Craig Learman. He has chosen to sponsor today's race, the Cure for Brain Cancer Foundation 150 here at Michigan International Speedway. Race number 3 here in the RFC NextGen Racing Series. So we're going to go ahead and take a real quick look at how the points standings are shaking out so far, even though it's pretty early in the season, only 2 races in, as I said, your point standings being brought to you by St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, as well as RFC NextGen K&N Series. Chris Berg, your leader right now, one of the few drivers, just a handful of drivers actually so far this season, have been able to manage top 5s in both races. That has turned out to work in Chris's advantage right now, but we are still very, very early off in this season. There you see one of your race winners, Lance Yancey, sitting in the 14th position. Someone you don't see inside your top 20 here in points this season is last week's race winner, or last race winner I should say, as the guys had the weekend off for Thanksgiving. Brian Mescal Jr. in the 33 machine. He is not even in the top 20, but he was last week's race winner. So he is looking to carry that momentum over to Michigan. And I've been getting conflicting comments out there from some guys. You heard from Craig Lerman. Says it's kind of slippery down there on the bottom, works its way up towards the middle and top of the track, gets a little bit tighter up there, and I've heard other drivers just screaming loose, loose, loose. Others drivers screaming tight, tight, tight. So maybe on how you got the front end set up, whether you got a lot of steering ratio and offset dialed into these things. I personally haven't really ran any laps in these cars on this track this week, so my judgment for how they're going to drive doesn't mean much, as usual. All right, 25 seconds left here in happy hour before we switch over to go qualifying, and it is going to be just an absolute barn burner in qualifying. Qualifying coming to an end. 10 minutes of qualifying here at Michigan International Speedway. We will have to wait to see who is jumping out there on track first, who's going to wait around, who's looking for a cloud, dynamic sky, weather. All of that comes into factor when you are choosing to go out there and put your laps down under qualifying. We'll look and see if anybody is out there. Looks like the 6 of Eric Blount is out there on track right now as we speak. So we'll go ahead, ride around here with Eric as he is coming up to speed for the first time off of pit road now. Here you see Eric working his way back down the back stretch once again. Looking to see if anybody has actually laid down a timed lap just yet. Doesn't look like it as of right now. A lot of drivers, however, are out there on pit road. Eric Blount, Douglas Wasaki, Brian Mescal Jr., Troy Radford, Jeffrey Vandervoort, Dustin German, Thomas Light, Kenneth Osborne, Justin Walters. Chris Berg has laid down a timed lap. He goes top of the board. Eric Blount in that 6 machine on screen, only slotting in 4th position as of right now. Douglas Wasaki up into 2nd. The 37 of Cole Day also out on track. Actually just sitting there on the end of pit road. Roger Muth in the 39 machine is out there turning a qualifying lap. Donald Bennett just now jumping into his car. We'll wait to see where Eric crosses the line here, as we still have about 7.5 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like Eric is only going to be able to slot into the third position. He did pick up in turn 3 Racing Network's very own Roger Muth across the line, slotting in the 10th position for his first time lap. He's going to have to pick up the pace and pick up the time if he's going to want to go up there and get anything out of this weekend. A little bit loose off of 2 there is Muth as he is working his way down the backstretch. Still top of the board, the 67, your points leader, Chris Berg. Youth off of turn 4, looking good, coming to the line, down on the apron, crossing the line right there. Let's see where he goes to. From 12th only up to 9th, so not enough for Muth to do anything with your pole sitter as we stand right now. Chris Berg in that 67, maintaining with a 40.371. Now we see Travis Smith in his 9 machine working down the backstretch. Looks like he may be trying something a little different here. Heard some drivers maybe speculating a pure throwaway lap by just going out, warming up the tires, and then hammer down so you completely lose that first lap. You lay it all out on the line on that second lap. We'll have to see if that's what Travis is going to do. A few other drivers. Donald Bennett still turning laps as of right now. Roy Hyde in the 00 sitting on pit road thinking about it. Not quite sure just yet. The 98 of Thomas Light on track as we speak. He's up to speed. A little bit interesting to see what Travis Smith is doing here. Not quite sure this is going to work out for him, but so we're going to take a look back here with the 98 of Thomas Light, who is lapping fast up in that high lane off of turn number 4 through the tri-oval, coming to the line. First time lap in the books. And Thomas not counted there. Must have scraped the wall or something at some point in time. Not counted that lap. Very, very interesting. Crossing the line that time, slotting in the 18th position is that 98 of Thomas Light. Looks like the 43 of Craig Lerman also out on track. Roy Hyde in that 00 still just kind of hanging out down there. Just under 5 minutes left to go. Not a whole lot of drivers have decided to lay down a qualifying time. Only about 18 drivers or so have made a timed lap. As Thomas Light trying to get the most out of it. Right here, back to the line. Let's see where he shakes out. And Brandon Hartwell, while we were focused on everybody else, has managed to go up there and put that 5 machine on pole position, just inching out that 67 of Chris Berg, who held the pole position for quite a while here tonight. Already 18 drivers slotted in with a time here today. Looks like we have a few just on pit road. So working just under 3 minutes left of qualifying before we get set to go green flag racing here tonight. 100 laps around this 2-mile oval. And man, I'm telling you, these drivers are going to have their elbows up for sure coming around the first, I would say, 5 to 6 laps. After that, things may kind of shake out and get a little bit easier, a little bit nicer with them. But other than that, it's going to get a little bit rough late in the going here today. Looks like nobody else out on track qualifying right now, so we're going to get set to break away and head down track side for our national anthem. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will be right back after a short break. You won't miss any of the racing action here from Michigan International Speedway on Turn 3 Racing Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And thanks for sticking with us here on Turn 3 Racing Network, back for the RFC NextGen K&N Series race number 3. Cure Cancer Foundation 150. Brandon Hartwell in the 5 machine took the pole for today's race. The driver's going to begin to hit the grid any minute now. There you see them all lined up on pit road up at the front. So we will run through your qualifying order here for today's race. Starting row number 1, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell in the 67 of Chris Berg. Row number 2, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond in the 84 of Chris Medford. Row number 3, the 77 of Lance Yancey in the 45 of Douglas Wasaki. Row number 4, the 28 of Dustin German in the 23 of Bobby Summers. Skip some people. Oh, Lord. Row number 6, the 39 of Roger Muth in the 98 of Thomas Light. Row number 7, the 6 of Eric Blunt and the 48 of Justin Revord. Row number 8, the 13 of Vic Wagner and the 49 of Troy Radford. Row number 9 here tonight, the 36 machine of Justin Rigsby and the 31 of Donald Bennett. Row number 10, the 00 of Roy Hyde, followed by the 9 of Travis Smith. Row number 11, the 19 machine of Rick Reinert, and the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Row number 12, the 57 of Damon Cox, and the 33 of Brian Miskell Jr. Row number 13, the 35 of Matthew Spinks, followed by the 14 of Corey Walters. Row 14, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. and Craig Lerman is in the 43. Inside row number 15, the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort, followed by the 08 of David Smith Jr. Row 16 here for tonight's race, the 71 of Jason Edmonston and the 17 of Alan Westman. Row 17, the 44 of Adam Novak and the 47 of Ray Radford. Row 18, the 22 of Cody Terry and the 86 of Travis Arthur. That is your field for tonight's race. The Cure... Whoa, things getting a little shaky, a little bit hairy right here. Have to work and iron that on out. Nonetheless, pace car is off. We are set to go. Green flag here at Michigan International Speedway. Waiting for the flag man to throw it. There it goes, and we are green. Flag racing once again in the RFC K&N Series. Oh my goodness, we are going to have to fix this because this just ain't gonna work for me. Hopefully this will work itself out here in just a second, folks. Do apologize, gonna have to work on that while we can. Oh my goodness, this is gonna drive me insane knowing that's happening. And the 88 of Kenneth Osmond going to the front of the field, looking for the lead off of turn 3 and 4. My goodness, we're going to have to keep our eye here as much as we can. Ooh, Lord. We're going to have to step away. Real quick break here from Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. First off, sorry, would like to apologize. Technical issues and situations going on there for a brief moment. Everything worked out in the production booth up here. Got everything situated. Looked like a squirrel chewed through a wire out there outside the trailer. So we're just going to keep on running from here. 12 laps into tonight's race, 100 laps scheduled distance here at Michigan International Speedway. The 67 of Chris Berg has managed to work himself by the 88 of Kenneth Osmond, who was leading the race for a few laps before Chris took the lead 4 laps ago, has maintained that position ever since. Looking through the field, everybody is all over each other. Looks like all the way through the field. So we'll work ourselves around this track here today as we look at Chris Berg leading the field to the line, starting lap 14 out of 100 here today. There you see the rest of the field all over this track. Brandon Hartwell, your pole sitter, has fell back to the 4th position, running on track right there up next to the wall. Just in front of him, the 84 of Chris Medford, looking to the inside of Osmond through the center of 3 and 4. And for some reason, it looks like Chris Berg's paint decided to, well, looks like everybody's paint's deciding to go a little haywire on me right now, so we'll just continue to try to work through this. Lord, iRacing is not being very cooperative with me here today and tonight, but we'll work on through it. There you see most of the paint schemes starting to work their way back onto the cars as they work themselves around this very fast, very large 2-mile track here at Michigan International Speedway. Looking to the inside of Kenneth Osmond, still the 84 Chris Medford trying to get that position. Looks like he's going to get it off of 4 this time by Brandon Hartwell. Now looking to see if he can carry the momentum as well. Driving right in the line of that 84 of Medford. Osmond now falling from second back to the back to the 4th position. He's going to have to deal with the 28 of Dustin German, who is right on his heels. Then there's a small gap back to this man right in here, 77 of Lance Yancey. Race number 1 here in the RFC NextGen K&N Series winner. Good Lord. Lance able to put his name in the history books as the very first race winner for the series. Very special accolade to add to the bag that he is starting to build slowly over here on iRacing. Just behind this man, you do have the 23 of Bobby Summers fighting with the 37 of Cole Day. Looking through the rest of the field, looks like Travis Smith is in a battle with Rick Reinert and Thomas Light. Alan Westman in the 17 has made his way up to the 21st position, but hasn't been able to do much with it since that. We're going to go on back through the field here, see who else is out there running. There you see the 57 machine of Damon Cox as he is working himself around the track here today as well. The 39 of Roger Muth right there in the 30th position. Roger must have had a moment, must have had an issue, and has fell through the field significantly here today. Now back up with the front, Chris Berg still leading your race. 18 laps in the books, beginning lap 19 now into turn number 1. We're going to have to get through this thing here today. Looks like we're going to have some hiccups and hang-ups along the way, but we'll do our best to bring you all of the great racing action here from Michigan International Speedway on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Cars coming off turn 4, side-by-side racing action for the second position between Brandon Hartwell and the 84 of Chris Medford. Chris Berg in the 67 still maintains a 3/10 of a second lead over your pole sitter, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. Fell back to around the 4th position through these opening laps and has started to regain momentum and work his way back up to the front, gaining momentum, as I have just said. That 77 of Lance Yancey running in the 6th position now, all over the rear deck lid of the 84 of Chris Medford. Just in front of them, the 88 Sundrop Machine. Kenneth Osmond fell from leading the race early here today, back to the 4th position. Looking through the rest of the field, looks like close battle back on track. The 98 of Thomas Light has got his hands full right now with the 31 of Donald Bennett. Will join this battle. There you see it, 3 wide with the 31 of Bennett down on the bottom. Now 4 wide down the backstretch coming to turn number 4. Is anybody going to lift? Who's going to give? 3 wide into turn 3. Thomas Light at the top. Alan Westman right there as well. Donald Bennett still digging on the bottom. The 43 of Craig Lerman right underneath him. Alan Westman with a moment off of 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, things getting hairy, things getting shook up. There you see the 00 of Roy Hyde also right here in this scuffle of cars, trying to keep our eye up front on the timing and scoring. Looks like it's starting to become a 3-way battle up there. We'll rejoin our leaders in just one moment. This is where the action is. My goodness, big gaggle of cars going down the backstretch. Roy Hyde in that 00 trying to make his way up through the field. Finds himself slotted in 22nd. Down on the bottom, though, Donald Bennett in that 31 machine. Still digging, still trying to get the positions. Thomas Light has managed to get himself on by in clear. Now he's got his sights set on the 17 of Alan Westman for that 17th position. Up here, your top 3 all over each other. The 67, the 5, and the 28 all going at it. Dustin German, rear of that 3-car trio, and caution is out. We'll take a look back, see what we see. Looks like Donald Bennett may have got up involved into the wall, may have been an afterthought, but we'll take a look back from him. Oh, the 35 of Matthew Spinks. Something happened with Matthew here. Let's take a look. Oh, Donald up into the wall and then into, oh. My goodness. Whew. Tough break, tough luck for some drivers out there early here today. Under caution for the first time here at Michigan International Speedway, I do believe the majority of the field will be coming to pit road. I would definitely think these guys are going to be hitting pit road here this time by. Into his box, the leader, the 67 of Chris Berg, just behind that 5 of Brandon Hartwell, who was your pole sitter. Will that first slot get him on and off of pit road? No. Looks like the 28 of Dustin German going to win that race off of pit road. Brandon Hartwell losing big on pit road here. dropping all the way to the 4th position, but this man on screen, Dustin German, has walked away smelling like roses, if you will. Now being scored as your race leader. 25 laps into tonight's race. Quarter of this thing out of the way. 76 laps to go. 75 when we cross the line this time by. Pace car lights still on, so 2 to go this time by. Let's see if we can find Dustin anywhere out there. It's a long list of drivers to go through, look through, see what channel we may be able to find Dustin German on. Looking through, looks like I have been able to find him, so we'll try to get a quick word in with this 28 machine of Dustin German. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Got some technical issues worked out, but we're good to go. Tell us a little about the race for you so far.
It's been pretty good. Started, I think, 7th and worked up all the way up to 3rd here. It's a little different here with the tire model. Just trying to figure it out here and see what you can do. The tires really don't come on until about 20 laps in. So.
All right. Well, not to give strategy away, was that a 2-tire or 4-tire stop that you just pulled the lead out of off of pit road?
Yeah, that was a 2-tire stop. The tires don't seem to be wearing as much on the left, so I was going to try a little strategy call here to see how it plays out.
All right, bud. Well, I know we're about to get the 1 to go, so crew chief going to be talking in your ear here in just a second. But before we let you go, we want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, anything like that?
Yeah, man, a shout-out to you for broadcasting this and Turn 3 Racing Network and RFC and NextGen series merging and making this possible.
All right, well, elbows up, brother man.
Thank you, sir.
There you have it. That was your race leader, the 28 of Dustin German. Pace car lights have went out. 1 to go before the green flag flies yet again here at Michigan International Speedway. And already we've seen one driver get a little loose up into the wall, making contact with another driver. That's what brought out our latest caution here today at Michigan International Speedway. Working down the back stretch there, you see Donald Bennett in his damaged 31 machine near the rear of the field. Looks like everybody else still running. All the cars still running on track, I do believe. All cars still on the lead lap. Looks like a few cars out there pretty damaged, pretty beat up. There you see that 35 of Spinks. He has had some moments. Roger Muth also with some tough luck already here, running in the 32nd position. But we will nonetheless jump back up front with your leaders as we are set to go. Green flag racing once again. Pace cars off. Green flag is in the air. Dustin German nails the gas and we are off. Once again here at Michigan International Speedway, German with a good lead into turn 1. Kenneth Osmond has his hands full with the 67 of Chris Berg. They've got to deal with Brandon Hartwell in the 5 machine just behind them. Still side-by-side racing back for the 5th, 6th, 7th position now. Caution out once again. And it looks like A lot of cars going everywhere through that. Trying to see if we see anything here. Looks like everybody seems to be okay. Very interesting. Not seeing anything to give away what would have happened there. Everything seemed to be all right. Very, very interesting. Under caution for the second time here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. We're 29 laps into tonight's scheduled 100-lap race here today at MIS for race number 3, the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150 here in the RFC NextGen K&N Racing Series. Wonder if the heat cycles on this new V7 tire model, wonder if it's going to come into play here as these drivers, I mean, they didn't go very far before the debris caution came out here on lap 28. Barely got them going, but they did fire them off, get a little bit of heat into them. So still going to have to consider that a heat cycle on these tires, but I wonder if that's going to have any difference on how these front runners fire off on our next restart. Gonna go look. We're just going to take a look through the field here. Looks like we do have a driver receiving the wave around. Not quite sure just who that is, as everybody seems to be up on the lead lap. Have had a few drivers on pit road for an extended amount of time. Looks like Corey Walters is down on pit road in the 14 machine. Matthew Spinks. Sorry, Matthew. Michael Spinks is a boxer that had well, everybody knows what happened when you box with Mike Tyson. You got knocked out or he bit your ear off. Well, he didn't get his ear bit off. So, whenever I see the name, it just automatically, yeah. I just don't read well. Is what it is. That's why I like to watch instead of have to read. But sometimes you have to read the scoring charts, and sometimes you just don't know how to talk. Amazingly, Ford Buttstain's pace car lights have managed to stay on through the entire time here under caution, so that's a plus so far, but they will be braking, aka turning off here next time by. Drivers trying to keep some heat in their tires now. You see your leader weaving the car back and forth, trying to keep a little bit of heat in these tires as he gets set to fire back off the 13 of Vic Wagner. Rounding out the top 20, Damon Cox in the 57 just in front of him. Donald Bennett, involved in our first incident, has managed to recover and finds himself in the 22nd spot. Roger Muth in the 39. Turn 3 Racing's very own inside the top 25 in 24th. Rounding out the top 25 is that 9 of Travis Smith, co-owner of 946 Designs. And his other one, the other buddy right there. There you see him. 46 machine, Justin Walters on screen. Those gentlemen do one heck of a job. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a chromed out 71 machine of Jason Edmonston just in front of Justin Walters. Both paint schemes coming out of that 946 Designs team. So if you want your car painted up looking slick, go ahead over there to 946 Designs on Facebook. Check them out. Hit them up. Doesn't matter what it is. They can get the job done. Satisfaction guaranteed. My dudes. I'm telling you. They're beasts with the brush. Don't worry about it. I know you'll love it. Pace car lights have gone out. We rejoin your leaders up front. The 28 of Dustin German has led the last 7 laps. We're going to get set to go. Green flag racing once again when we come to take lap 33. There will be 68 laps left to go here at Michigan International Speedway. Your top 5 as they run right now. Dustin German, your race leader. Kenneth Osmond in second. Chris Berg in third. Brandon Hartwell fourth. And the 37 of Cole Day rounds out that top 5. Pace car through the middle of 3 and 4. Getting set to go back. Green flag racing. Field is doubled up. Pace car has ducked off. Well, thought he was going to duck off. There he goes. Field's in the hands of your race leader. He fires off early in the restart box. German with a great jump. Kenneth Osmond with a good jump. Chris Berg struggling on that restart. He finds himself on the inside. Third position now. Brandon Hartwell going to the outside, side by side with Berg, off of turn 2. Berg has the preferred position. Will he slot in front of him? Yes, he does. Right there, coming at you on the backstretch. Still side by side. Justin Revord right here in the 48 machine. He is side by side with Troy Radford. Cole Day right there as well, suffering on that restart, going from 5th to 8th. Oh, Roy Hyde, there you see him stuck up in the wall up there, losing a ton of time, a ton of positions. Is that 00 of Roy Hyde as he started to scrape the wall. Everybody that's ran here knows if you touch that thing, it does not like to let you go. We'll take a look back, see how far back Roy Hyde has fell, and it looks like Roy has fell all the way back to the 34th position. Very tough break for Roy. Actually, now it's showing up in the 28th position. So Roy went from almost inside the top 10 to all the way near the rear of the field. Meanwhile, up front, Dustin German still has his hands full with the 88 of Cole Day. With the 88 of Kenneth Osmond. Cole Day still losing positions on this restart. Now back into the 9th position. Alan Westman also working his way up through the field. Finds himself in 2nd. The entire front 10 to 12 all over each other. Kenneth Osmond looking to the inside for your race lead. Off of turn number 4. Trying the slide job. Will we see a crossover? No, we don't. German just stays right in his rear view mirror to the line. Your race leader, Kenneth Osmond, once again. And there you see the cars snaking off of turn 2 down the backstretch, coming at you into turn 3. Your race leader, Kenneth Osmond, now beginning to step away from the field. 0.2 of a second race lead put on by the driver of the 88 in 1 lap. So the rest of the field going to have to take notice of that. Kenneth starting to step away. Field beginning to spread out just a little bit, so we're going to take a look around, see where the battles we see what we see. Looks like Vic Wagner and Chris Medford back near the 17th or 18th position, swapping things around. Here we see another pass for the race lead. Dustin German on the inside, Osmond on the out, Chris Berg right there in the 67 machine, so is Brandon Hartwell, Lance Yancey in the 77 also right there. And I tell you what, while we got some great racing action going on, we're going to go ahead and give you a turn 3, shut up and race. The 77 of Lance Yancey into the wall hard, just like the 00 of Roy Hyde, and he has dropped through the field all the way back to the 27th, make that 28th position on track. So stepping over the limit ever so slightly, very disastrous for your race here today at Michigan International Speedway for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Brought to you by Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, go ahead and shoot us a thumbs up. Maybe click the subscribe, smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live with, tons of racing action here on Turn 3 Racing Network. All throughout the race week, race weekend as well. Go ahead and get your fix here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Your race leaders here tonight, lap 41 out of 100 for the RFC NextGen K&N Series here on iRacing.com. Racing Simulator has been a barn burner. Only 2 cautions so far here tonight. Your race leader, Kenneth Osmond, leading the field down the back stretch. Chris Berg was Turner's race leader. He is now knocking on the doorsteps of that position yet again. The 5 of Brandon Hartwell, your pole sitter for today's Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150, has found himself back up inside. The top 3 to 48 of Justin Revord has come from nowhere, re-emerging on the scene here with the NextGen Racing Series. And I tell you what, I myself am very glad to see that 48 Revord out there on track again, and he is making his presence felt early in his comeback season here with the Racing for NextGen K&N Series on Turn 3 Racing Network. Still a 4-car battle for your race lead. Kenneth Osmond has it. Chris Berg, Brandon Hartwell, Justin Revord all want it from him. Troy Radford in the 49 machine is just behind them. Say just behind them, but he is 7/10 off of your race leader. Just behind him in the 51 machine, you have Dylan Blankenship, Dustin German. The 28 has fell back to the 7th position. The 36 of Justin Rigsby running in the 8th spot. Goes to the 23 of Bobby Summers. Rounding out the top 10 here so far tonight, the 17 of Alan Westman. Whoa, big moment for Westman off of turn 2 there. There you seen him lose the rear end of the car just a little bit. And that could have ended up pretty disastrous. Looks like we have a little change. Alan Westman, oh, so close to the wall. Yet again, Cole Day in the 37 coming up through the field as well, just behind the 23 of Bobby Summers. See small groups of cars battling it out all over the track. Justin Walters now trying to gain the position from the 77 of Lance Yancey. There you see it, David Schmidt Jr. right there on the, stuck in the middle lane. They are 2 and 3 wide back here. Roger Muth, the 9 of Travis Smith, all side by side racing action. And folks, this is back here for the 20th through 24th position. These drivers haven't seen it out. Douglas Osaki, 35 just behind them. Damon Cox in that 57 machine. Also right here with this gaggle of cars as there's 3-4 wide for a moment. Funnel back down to 2 wide. Travis Smith stuck down there on the inside, losing some ground to the 39 of Roger Muth, who has, I believe that is the 45 of Douglas Osaki just behind him, helping him get to the front of the field. Front of the field is a long way ahead, though. 10.5 seconds away is your race leader, with Roger Muth battling now with Lance Yancey in the 77 machine, as well as the 45 of Douglas Osaki. Up through the field, your race leader Kenneth Osmond still maintaining that position, has about a 2-10-second lead over the 67 of third, same distance back to the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. Next battle on track up at the front looks to be around the 9th, 10th position. There you see this string of cars. Alan Westman following the 23 of Bobby Summers, has Cole Day right behind him. 36 of Justin Grigsby. Right there in the 11th position, Chris Medford, 12. Jeffrey Vanderbilt in the 21 machine, slotted in the 13th position on track. There you see your running order as they are this time by lap 49 out of 100 here today for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150 race number 3 here at Michigan International Speedway for the RFC NextGen K&N Series. I tell you what, things are going to get heated up here pretty soon. 24 laps into this green flag. And, we've had a change of guard up at the front. Chris Berg came out of nowhere from second position, that is 0.2 of a second back, has been able to run up there, drive his way around the 88 and reclaim the lead here today at Michigan International Raceway. Looks like Brandon Hartwell having a little bit of a moment there just in front of the 48 of Justin Rivard. Troy Radford now closing the distance between them. Dylan Blankenship's gonna join the party once again, and Dustin German trying to hold on to the draft, trying to stay with this lead pack. Your front 6 or 7 have been able to step away from the field. The 8th place runner, the 23 of Bobby Summers, finds himself 2 seconds behind this 7-car breakaway up at the front. Single file for the front 7. Gaps starting to grow between Kenneth Osmond and Brandon Hartwell. That is for second and third. Chris Berg has stepped it out to a 3/10 in a second lead over Kenneth Osmond. There you see 3/10 may sound like a lot, but it is not a lot when it comes to being on the racetrack. And Justin Revord with his hands full now, the 49, and Troy Radford right on his quarter panel. Blankenship right behind him. There you see him on the outside trying to make the pass, going down into turn number 3. The momentum in numbers on the outside. Ford gonna have to yield the position. No, he doesn't. Slides itself right in between Hartwell and Radford. That's going to keep him in the 4th position for now, but that has allowed front 2, Chris Berg and Kenneth Osmond, to step away from them. Now almost a 1.5 second gap. And there you see, I believe that is the 28 of Dustin German. He has hit pit road, gone 1 lap down. He is the first car 1 lap down. That was a scheduled pit stop for German. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him. And when the leaders begin their pit stops, Troy Radford with a moment. What happened to Troy here as he is going back through the field? Looks like he may be on pit road. Yes, he is. I was going to say, my goodness, Chris Berg also on the... No. Something is funky. Something is whack. Where is it? Where is that? Not sure what's showing Chris Berg and Kenneth Osmond both hitting pit road. There we go. Now they're hitting pit road. Huh. Maybe time and scoring has a little bit of psychic powers. Looks like most of your leaders all on the pit road with each other at the same time. We said we'd keep an eye on him. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Here he is, the 28 of Dustin German, working his way down the backstretch, has unlapped himself. Vic Wagner, Gordon Larson Jr., Brian Muskell Jr., Travis Smith, Corey Walters, David Smith Jr., all yet to pit. As we see Kenneth Osmond coming off of pit road now. So I think this is going to work out in favor of that 28 machine. As there you see Chris Berg, Kenneth Osmond just now coming up to speed. He is still going to have to be very careful on those tires. Vic Wagner, your race leader, still staying out on track. Dustin German motoring on by Kenneth Osmond without any issues. So we will now rejoin the race with your current race leader, the 13 of Vic Wagner, as he's working his Victoria's Secret Chevy Impala down into turn 3 and 4. Brian Muskell Jr. right behind him, trying to repeat the last time he was on track, put his AC Delco Superman Chevy Impala into victory lane. Will he be able to be the first back-to-back race winner here in the RFC NextGen K&N Series? We will find out. 43 laps left to go. Muskell Jr. looking to the inside now of Vic Wagner. Wagner stuck on the outside the 9 of Travis Smith. Right behind him. Muskell Jr. down on the apron. Coming to pit road this time by. That's going to leave Travis Smith battling it out with a 13 of Vic Wagner. But they only have about a 26-second race lead over Dustin German, who has already made himself the eventual leader of this thing. I do believe when these drivers hit pit road, unless there is a caution, I Here you see Thomas Light coming through the field very fast. Vic Wagner now falling through the field. He should be hitting pit road this time by. Looks like Travis Smith gonna stay out another lap. Oh, everything's fine. Vic Wagner on the pit road this time. Thomas Light, 98 machine, finds himself being scored one lap down, trying to get it back the hard way to the inside of Smith. Down on the bottom, Smith moves up. That allows the 77 of Lance Yancey to get his lap back as well. The 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. now being scored as the first car one lap down. Brian Mescal Jr. still barely hanging on to that lead lap, just in front of your race leader, the 9 of Travis Smith, bringing it to a crawl down pit road this time by. That's going to give the race lead back to this man on screen. The 28 of Dustin German has been able to secure a 1.5 second race lead with that undercut. And with that short pit right there, that gained him an absolute ton of ground, a ton of time made up by his crew. 11-second pit stop, so he was on and off pit road very, very fast for his first and only green flag pit stop. There you see, I believe that was the 44 of Adam Novak being put a lap down once again here today at Michigan International Speedway for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Presented to you by RFC NextGen. K&N Series on iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator in us, me, here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We'd all like to wish you a happy holiday season. Hope you get everything you want, and if you don't, well, you can just want it next year, you know? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with wanting stuff. All the time. Every year. Whatever. Anyways, Christmas coming early here tonight for the 28 of Dustin German. Finds himself leading Kenneth Osmond by a huge 1.5 second gap. That is going to play into his favor, hitting about 3 laps sooner than the 88 of Kenneth Osmond, and that is how he has gained that time. Troy Radford now finds himself trying to run down that 88 for the second position. Radford running in third. Field beginning to get stretched out because of the green flag pit stops. Here you see Chris Berg, your current leader of laps here today, your current points leader, running in the 4th position. Chris Medford in the 84 with a great run is side by side with the 48 of Justin Revord as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. Dylan Blankenship finds himself right behind these two yet again on track, trying to make his way up through the field. Just behind them too, you do see that bright colored 17 of Alan Westman making his way up inside the top 10, running in the 8th position here tonight. Your pole sitter, Brandon Hartwell, in the 5, right there just at the rear of your screen, running in the 9th position. Jeffrey Vandervoort, 21 machine, has his hands full of the 23 of Bobby Summers. Cole Day just behind him. Eric Blunt, Craig Lerman, Lance Yancey, after contact with the wall earlier in tonight's race, finds himself running in the 15th position. 16th goes to the 98 of Thomas Light. Gordon Larson Jr. behind him, and Roy Hyde in 18th after contact with the wall as well. Long green flag stretch on fuel for the 9 of Travis Smith. He finds himself in the 19th position. Corey Walters in the 14 and 20th. Brian Mescal Jr. in the 33 car rounds out your top 21 drivers here for tonight's Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Different battles going on at different times throughout the field. Troy Radford has a little bit of a gap between himself and Osmond. Closest battle right now on track. These three drivers right here. Chris Medford, Alan Westman, Brandon Hartwell. 7, 8, and 9 on track, battling it out, trying to get it done. Medford still leading those two drivers. Brandon Hartwell now makes his way around the 17 of Alan Westman, who had a little bit of a bobble and finds himself losing some ground now to that two cars. 5 of Hartwell looks to the outside of Medford through the center of the backstretch, carrying the momentum on the high side. He makes the pass going into turn 3 up on the top. Motors all around without any issues. Now Medford is going to have to defend it from Westman off of turn 4 through the tri-oval here through the front stretch. However you want to call it, whatever you want to say, doesn't matter. Westman can't take it. Nope, doesn't get it done this time by. He's going to have to try to get a little bit of a better run if he's going to want to take that position away from the 84 of Chris Medford. Like a little bit of trouble for some drivers out on track. Here we see the 39 machine of Roger Muth running in the 24th position. Nobody really around him. He's about a second away from the closest driver to him. So there you see the gap in front of him, gap behind him. Pretty comfortable gaps both ways. Nothing to worry about just yet. Keep an eye up at the front. Alan Westman, Bobby Summers now involved in a battle. Whole day right there as well in his 37 machine, trying to take the top 10 position away from Bobby Summers. And that 3-lap difference starting to come into play here later on in this green flag. Bernie. I'll tell you what, I'd pay $1 million to get to without getting tongue-tied. Just. Alright, rewind, reset, and go. Moments, wow, moment right there for the 17 of Alan Westman. He's going to have to give up some ground to the 23 of Bobby Summers. Now Cole Day right on his rear deck lid. As I was saying, that 3-lap difference on tires starting to come into play here late in the run. As Kenneth Osmond beginning to inch closer and closer, lap after lap, running down that 28 of Dustin German, the 31 of Douglas. That is Donald Bennett in the 31 machine, going one lap down here today. So I believe that gives us 26 cars still on the lead lap out there tonight, working lap 72 out of 100 here to schedule today. 29 laps left to go. Will these drivers have to hit pit road once again? I believe they're going to have to hit pit road at least one more time here. Who's going to stretch it out, but who's going to try to make it work? Making it work right now is that 28 of Dustin German, leading 22 laps of today's race. Chris Berg leading 24, running in the 3rd position. So he's in danger of losing the points for the most laps led here today. But I know, just like any other driver, much rather have that race win than the most laps led win. And me, I just like to finish the race. If anybody's been able to watch some of the IndyCar races, they usually end up finding trouble somehow, some way. Chris Medford in the 84 looks like he may be having some trouble. Maybe hitting pit road right here. Look, that is back towards mid-pack, midfield. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Looks like Roy Hyde may have been elected to come down pit road as well. Dustin German hitting pit road this time by. Looks like Roger Muth also onto pit road. Kenneth Osmond in the 88, he decides to stay out on track. Chris Berg also staying out on track. Justin Reward out on track. Brandon Hartwell staying as well. Cole Day, Alan Westman, all staying out on track. Alan, 23 laps into his green flag run. He has got to be suffering quite a bit. And I tell you what, haven't done it yet here tonight. We'll go ahead and do it one more time. Well, we'll wait until after pit stop cycles through and everything like that. Chris Berg also onto pit road. Justin Reward up there in the 48 machine. He's going to elect to stay out on track. And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead right around one time here with Justin as he is battling with the 44 of Adam Novak, one lap down. Reward trying to give some space but keep the momentum. When he hit pit road this time, looks like he's looking towards the bottom of the racetrack, trying to put the 31 of Donald Bennett down a lap. Gonna stay out on track another lap. Oh, some issues and things going on here, so we'll jump away from that race camera. Not sure what the deal with all that was. Alan Westman finding himself now in third position, kind of in no man's land, 2 seconds behind your second place runner with 37 of Cole Day, who finds himself 3 seconds behind your race leader with 48 of Justin Reward. We've seen in the foreground the 5 of Brandon Hartwell down and away off of pit road. And I tell you what, this green flag stretch here has got the field all shook up. It's an Elvis Presley track, I guess. 23 laps left to go. Justin Reward and his 48 machine leading the field here today in the RFC NextGen K&N Series Cure for Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Alan Westman hitting pit road. Travis Smith hitting pit road. Brian Musco Jr. staying out on track. Looks like Roy Hyde has hit pit road as well. A lot of different drivers, varying strategies all over the board. And scratch that, Travis Smith has not hit pit road. Travis out on track still. Not sure what camera that is. Kind of crazy. Anyway, there you see the 9 of Travis Smith, 15 seconds behind your race leader, 48 of Justin Reward, and it looks like the 9 of Travis Smith hitting pit road this time by Justin Reward staying on track still. Lance Yancey also out on track. Gordon Larson Jr. staying out on track. I tell you what, this field is getting all mixed up. I'm going to keep my eye on this man right here, however, the 28 of Dustin German should work his way back up towards the front of the field after everybody decides to go ahead and hit pit road. He is leading the cars that have been on and off pit road. Troy Radford in the 49, just behind him, 1.1 seconds back. The 88 of Kenneth Osmond also right there. 22 of Cody Terry going down a lap now to your eventual race leader, the 28 of Dustin German. German being able to step away just so slightly on the 49 of Troy Radford as he battles with the 88 of Kenneth Osmond, working and making their way through traffic. Clear track in front of that 28 of Dustin German. I say clear, but it's only about a straightaway before he's going to run into some lap traffic, as we are now under 20 laps to go. 19 laps left here today in the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Sorry, I had to breathe. Oh my goodness! And why are you gonna do this now? Oh my Lord! Here we go. One more time. Looks like iRacing once again trying to give us a fifth of here. Hopefully it fixes itself and works itself out, as we have some drivers stretching the fuel. The 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. now being scored as your race leader. There you see him right there coming through 1 and 2. Brian Mescal Jr. in a 33 machine running in the second position. Justin Walters in the 46 in third. The 13 of Vic Wagner in fourth. Rounding out your top 5. Dustin German in that 28 machine, leading the cars that haven't pitted. So your top 4 still going to have to hit pit road. There you see Gordon Larson Jr. hitting pit road this time by. Will Brian Mescal Jr. know he's going to stay out on track? Going to keep our eye on Justin Walters and Vic Wagner, see what they do. Looks like both of those drivers electing to stay out on track as well. Dustin German now back up to the 4th position. 17 laps left to go. You are watching Brian Mescal Jr. work his way around the track. A lot of laps on his tires. 26 laps into this green flag run for Mescal Jr. and his AC Delco Superman Chevy Impala, as we are still seeing some of the back markers hitting pit lane. Brian Mescal Jr. electing to stay out yet again. Dustin German now up into the 3rd position. Vic Wagner finds himself just over 4 seconds behind Brian Mescal Jr. right now, trying to squeeze everything he can. Can he make it another 16 laps around this thing, around this track? I mean, 5.7 seconds back to the much fresher tires. And Brian Mescal Jr. gonna concede the position, gonna concede the lead, coming down pit road this time by. Let's see what Vic Wagner does. He decides to stay out there on track. He's battling side by side with car, fighting to get himself back on the lead lap. The 45 of Douglas Wasaki, and my goodness, iRacing is just not cooperating tonight. It's very, very, very frustrating. Don't know why it would do such things. Dustin German back to the lead of the race. You've got to be kidding me. 15 laps to go here today at Michigan International Speedway. Green flag pit cycles have worked themselves through. Hopefully iRacing decides to work itself through its stubbornness, it's issues. Don't know why all of this is going on, why it's all happening. We'll try to work our way through it as best as we can, figure out what the cons were later here today. But Dustin German back to the point, leading the field here tonight. Oh my goodness. See, just like that, it all fixes itself and goes away. That just, Dim says, nope, I was just joking. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. If we step away, we won't be able to get back in time, folks. So, oh, Lord have mercy. I'm just praying it works itself out, fixes itself here. I'm trying to bring you the end of tonight's race, and it has just not been cooperating with us very much all evening. iRacing has been giving a lot of people a lot of fits lately. So we will have to try to work out the bugs, work out the kinks. Looks like we are seeing a few drivers being dropped out as well right now. So not just myself having some issues, a lot of other people. Nonetheless, Dustin German leading the field here, 11 laps to go. Off of turn number 2, working his way down the back stretch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to I don't know. So I'm gonna do the best thing I can right here. Gonna switch it to radio style broadcast here towards the end of the race. We'll try to switch back once this all works itself out. Looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt for a moment. But right now, your race leader, still the 28 machine of Dustin German, Kenneth Dale Osmond, finds himself just under 1 second back from your race leader, Dustin German. Troy Radford in the 49, slotting in the 3rd position. I seriously, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this. It is absolutely mind-boggling and mind-numbing. However, Kenneth Osmond still leading this thing right now as we speak. Looks like things may have started to iron themselves back out. So once again, we do apologize. But as you can see, we do our best to work our way through it. Try to continue to bring you the coverage here tonight of the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150 race number 3, the RFC NextGen K&N Series. 7 laps to go out of the 100 that were scheduled here tonight. This giant 2-mile oval here at Michigan International Speedway. There you see the distance. Just now, 0.8 of a second. 88 of Kenneth Osmond trying to get a bearing. Caution is out. Caution has came out. Brian Mescal Jr. may have been involved. We'll take a look back. Not quite sure what may have happened there to Brian. Looks like there may have been some issues. We'll try to see if we can see anything here. Looks like just a big spin. Not sure why they would have thrown the caution out for that one. But that is going to change the game for sure. Late game-changing development here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Caution flying with just 6 laps to go. All of your drivers have upwards of 17 plus laps on their tires. Looks like the leaders... Oh! Kenneth Osmond staying out on track. Oh my goodness. Dustin German coming down pit road. Only 4 other lead lap drivers electing to come down pit road with him. So that is going to put about 7 or 8 cars in between fresh tires and your race leader, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond. Man, that's gonna be a pretty gutsy call, if you ask me. However, looking through some of the scoring charts right now, looks like there's going to be about 13 cars ahead of that 28 machine, and that is a lot to ask of 4 tires. If we get this thing back green before the scheduled distance, we're not going to have very much more than a green-white checkered. And just that's asking a lot out of tires in 2 laps. 13 positions. I don't know that it's going to be able to get the job done. Not sure what's going to happen up here at the front, though. With all of these drivers, with all the old tires up at the front, at least 20 lap old tires in the top 4. Cole Day, Alan Westman, Jeffrey Vandervoort, they all have a little bit fresher tires. Travis Smith, Lance Yancey has the freshest until you get back to Gordon Larson Jr. running in 12th. His tires are only about 12 laps old. Then the fresh tires begin. Dustin German gonna line up in the 13th slot. So 12 positions to make up. It's still, I don't know. To me, that's still a lot to ask of the tires. Just not sure it's going to be able to be done. And there you see the pace car now wigging out on us. So, my goodness. Just not a very... Uh-oh. Okay. Just not a very good moment. Very good night for us here. Things just not wanting to cooperate. But, oh well. We'll just smack it in the mouth and tell it to listen. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Working caution number 3 here tonight. Oh, my goodness. Stop that. Why does it do that? Stop doing that. Headaches and heartbreak around the corner for not only myself, but maybe a few of the drivers running up near the front. Old tires. Will they hook up? Will they spin? Will they go? What's going to happen on this restart? Will we have a green, white, checkered? Will we go green to the end? A lot of very important, different questions that we're going to have answered here momentarily as the field works their way down the backstretch side by side. Kenneth Osmond in the 88 machine being scored as your race leader. The 49 of Troy Radford will line up to his outside in second. Chris Berg, your season standings leader, running in his 67 machine, going to line up just behind Osmond on the inside. The 51 of Dylan Blankenship right there in fourth. Pace car is off. Field is in the hands of your race leader. Osmond nails the gas. We're back. Green flag racing here at Michigan International Speedway. Osmond off to a great jump. That's going to allow the 67 of Chris Berg to pull in with the 49 of Troy Radford. 2 to go this time. Oh, Berg, Radford into each other. Alan Westman upside down, still under green. Now we have the caution fly. Let's back this thing up. Take one more look at this. Looks like Berg with the slide job just in front of Radford into the wall. Westman for a ride. My goodness. One more time. Let's look at that yet again. Oh my goodness, that could have been very bad. The 21 skating through. Oh, look at Eric Blount get right through there as well. That could have been a very, very ugly moment. But tell you who enjoys it. Well, I can tell you who enjoys it if I could ever catch back up to him. That man right there. Kenneth Osmond liking what he sees. We're set for green-white checkered here tonight. Things are going to come down to a green-white checkered here tonight at Michigan International Speedway for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. The RFC NextGen K&N Series going to come down to an exciting finish. Chris Berg, Troy Radford, big moments, big issues after that last restart, but they somehow have managed to stay inside of your top 5, running in the 3rd and 4th position as of right now. But the big winner through that whole thing right there, the 37 of Cole Day, has found his way up into the 2nd spot. Eric Blunt coming through that wreck finds himself up inside the top 10 for the first time tonight, running in the 9th position. Looks like Troy Radford elected to bring his machine down pit road. Pace car wigging out yet again. Sometimes you want to scream, but sometimes screaming just won't help. I don't know what else to do. Worked through everything that I know to work through on my end in the production booth. There's got to be something going on with iRacing. I know a few drivers have been having a lot of trouble since the update, since getting the V7 tire model on a lot of the cars now. I know that has caused a lot of people to have a lot more connection issues. Our broadcast team seems to be experiencing a lot of that here tonight, but we have stuck with it, tried to work through it. Want to send a shout out to any and everyone out there watching that has stuck through tonight's headaches with the live feed. Sometimes live feeds do things like that. Most of the time it is out of our control. We are at the mercy of little numbers flying through the air. That's basically what the internet is built off of. So, yeah. Anyways, pace car lights are off. Green, white, checkered finish scheduled here for the RFC NextGen K&N Series race number 3 at Michigan International Speedway, the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150 on iRacing.com. The 88 of Kenneth Osmond is your race leader. The 37 of Cole Day lining up in second to his outside. Chris Berg in the 67 in third. The 43 of Craig Learman in fourth. Fifth position to the 9 of Travis Smith. The field will be in the hands of your race leader, Kenneth Osmond, when they hit the restart line. Pace car has ducked off. When will Osmond go? He is on the gas, and we are back. Green flag racing once again. Chris Berg with a great start finds himself running in the second spot. Now Travis Smith looking to the inside of Berg. That is for second position. Osmond trying to step away from the field. Now Berg motoring back around the 9 of Smith down the back stretch side by side with the 37 of Cole Day. Kenneth Osmond looks like he may have this one in the bag. He has a little over 2:10 seconds. Oh, car up around in turn 3. We stay green. No, caution has come out yet again here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Trying to look back, who was that? Looks like they were able to save the car. Fortunately, not being able to find who that was. We're just going to have to stick with it and stay with it. Travis Smith, though, had an excellent start from that 5th position, was able to come up and make his way into the 2nd position. As we are under caution now, I believe, for the 5th time here tonight. 13 lead changes, 13 caution laps. And here we go, yet again. I'm telling you, it does not like caution laps right now. For some reason, iRacing just does not want to cooperate under caution. So we will move now into our second attempt at a green, white, checkered. Man, oh man. And nope, that's it. Race is over. One attempt at a green, white, checkered here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Your race winner, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond. Travis Smith finds himself finishing in second. Chris Berg in the 67 finds himself rounding out your top three. So we will wait just to make sure here that that is the official race result, which I believe it is. We'll see Osmond come to a stop here, begin some of his post-race celebrations. And there he is, burning it down. So yes, it is official. It is in the bag. Your race winner here today, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away. Oh, as some drivers having a little bit of fun, we're going to step away for a brief moment. We'll be right back with your post-race interviews here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And thank you for staying with us, sticking it out here for our post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't go down to track now and get a word with our race winner, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond. Kenneth, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Osmond, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Well, Kenneth may be celebrating a little bit more, but there you see it. Kenneth Osmond, your race winner here today for the Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. Kenneth led 31 laps out of today's race, falling just short of Dustin German for the most laps led. Dustin walking away with 32 laps led. But man on screen, Kenneth Osmond giving us our third different race winner of the season. And I tell you what, we have been fortunate enough to catch up with your second place finisher here today, Travis Smith. Bud, you there? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, what you know good?
Oh, man, I can't call it right now. That was crazy.
I mean, it looked crazy on track for a few drivers out there. It looked crazy up here in the booth. Had some issues. Looked like a rat chewed through a wire or something. I ain't quite sure, but you know how that goes. Tell us a little bit about the race for you today.
A lot of long green flag runs there, kind of expected. I figured there'd be more cautions than that. I didn't qualify. Put us behind the 8 ball back there. I can't remember, 22nd place. We qualified way back, and this plan was just to kind of chill out, ride around, see how many of these guys fell out, and try to pick up some easy spots.
Well, coming to that green-white checkered, you restarted in 5th and was able to drive up to the second spot. Did you do anything differently under that caution, under the lead up to the restart, to have such a good fire off to be able to get underneath that 67 and snatch the second place away?
Yeah, there's a couple things you can do. Fixed setup's hard to get any advantage on anybody. It's just whoever's smoother saves their tires, better lines they use and stuff. But I run my brake bias to the back because I knew I needed a little bit of help to turn down there, because the run before that, where the wreck was off of 2, I got really tight about the center of the corner, and I couldn't get the nose back. So under that caution, I'm like, I'll run that brake bias back, try to get me a little bit free in the center so I could get a good run off of 2. I knew he was damaged. I was kind of hoping he would move up to the top line, and he did. So that helped me out a lot at the end of the straightaway. This Dodge, man, Mason-Dixon Motorsports Dodge Power just pulls hard down that straightaway. But like I said, I found something. I got here late, didn't get many laps at all, and I found something on that one long run that, my lap times was pretty competitive. I was clicking off some really good laps with the leaders there, and I'm like, man, I'm just so far back, it's not going to work out. But just to get a chance there at the end, I wish it would have went green on that first one. Maybe gave us about 3 to 5 lap run, but it is what it is. We come out there, pretty decent finish. I'll take that. It's a new surface, I think. I think we'll be getting a new surface, or it's not very old. I don't think I've ran on it since they've repatched it there, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I have to make sure I get there early, get some laps on that thing. But before we go there, me and you and a couple of the gang are heading back to Lernerville tomorrow night and a couple of days this week.
Absolutely going to be heading towards the dirt track here shortly. So, Travis, before we let you go, as you head off into the sunset, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous to anybody out there watching?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Love the family, mom, dad, kids, wife, everybody like that. Letting me do this. Big shout out to Mason Dixon on these K&N cars, doing a really good job. We're getting where we need to be. NextGen Productions, everything y'all do, man, and appreciate the help at the dirt tracks. Like I said, coming off that big win, Firecracker 50 the other night over there. Had you there in the pits with us, man. Big celebration. That was fun. Looking forward to going back there before we come back next week to Pocono to the K&N car.
All right, well, there you have it. That was your second place runner in today's race, making his way back to pit road here before he ends his night. Third place will go to your season points leader, the 67 of Chris Berg. Chris, unfortunately, had to step away, was unable to stay for the post-race media situations. So, with that being said, looks like we don't have much left to do except bring you your finishing order for tonight's Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150 from Michigan International Speedway. And it looks like the race winner, the 88 of Kenneth Osmond, second place. The 9 of Travis Smith, third, goes to the 67 of Chris Berg. In fourth, the 37 of Cole Day. Fifth position, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr., followed by the 28 of Dustin German. Eric Blunt finds himself running in the 7th. And in 8th position, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell. 9th position tonight went to the 23 of Bobby Summers, while Roy Hyde and his 00 machine rounded out the top 10 after early contact with the wall. The 45 of Douglas Wasaki slots home in 11th. 12th went to the 84 of Chris Medford. 13th position, the 14 of Corey Walters. Justin Revord in his 48 machine slotted home in 14th. 15th goes to the 98 of Thomas Light. 16th, the 57 of Damon Cox. 17th position, Dylan Blankenship in his 51 machine. The 49 of Troy Radford comes home in 18th. 19th, the 43 of Craig Lerman. Once again, thank you. Big shout out to Craig Lerman and his crew for sponsoring today's Cure Brain Cancer Foundation 150. 20th position, the 77 of Lance Yancey. 21st, the 31 of Donald Bennett. 22nd, the 22 of Cody Terry. 23rd position, the 86 of Travis Arthur, while Vic Wagner found himself in 24th, one lap down. Jeffrey Vandervoort also one lap down in 25th. 26th goes to the 46 of Justin Walters. Rick Reinert in the 19 machine came home in 27th, and in 28th, the 71 of Jason Edmonston. 29th position, the 47 of Ray Radford. In 30th, the 44 of Adam Novak. Coming home today in 31st, the 17 of Alan Westman, followed by the 08 of David Smith Jr. Brian Maskill Jr. with trouble late in the race brought his 33 machine home 33rd. The 39 of Roger Muth finished today's race in 34th position. 35th to the 36 of Justin Rigsby. 36th position, Matthew Spinks. And that was your finishing order for tonight's race. Thank you once again for joining us all here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We will be back next Sunday on track at Pocono for race number 4. Until then, well, keep the pedal to the metal, keep on trucking. We're going to leave you with a little bit of dirt action.